Booyah! We're fucking live up in this bitch, coming at you with a simulcast. We've got a whole bunch of live streaming channels here tonight. We've got the Big Bucket Empire on Facebook, on YouTube, Hazard Analysis on YouTube and Twitch. We've got the D Live, the Big Bucket Empire on Twitch, KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch. And also, of course, over here with the two handsomest dudes at Dabs Worldwide. Sorry, Chris. Holy shit. We got all over the place, and it'll be seen by almost no one because guaranteed this is all being very, 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 very buried right now, especially probably by Facebook. As my inside sources say, I am your 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, quadruple distilled, non-chill filtered, your blend master of ceremonies, Tony fucking G. You can find me at my socials at Linktree/Tony the Rod. And joining me now to my that way.
hey, Brendan.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you. No,
that went hard, dude. That went hard.
I'm hard to paint. Yeah. I'm Brendan, host of Dads Worldwide. I'm sure you've seen me on Big Buckin' several times because I mean, really, where else have you seen me? Oh yeah. I do a podcast. Dads Worldwide. But I yelled at Tony and a couple other people and said, "Hey, we got to talk about this." Holy crap!
Yeah, this is it's a big day. Richard Simmons passes away, as well as Dr. Ruth.
It's so sad. Richard Simmons, we don't know really what his the last 20 years of his life.
I know he disappeared, just off the face of the earth.
There's rumors that his assistant just hit him away.
I wonder. Something had to have been going
over
on.
His life. So it was crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
it is weird.
That's not why we're here.
No, that's not why we're here. I'm sure by now, if you haven't been informed already, holy shit, Donald Trump, and we're not afraid to say it here on whatever various platform you're seeing this from right now. We're not afraid to say it. Donald Trump was almost assassinated, within half an inch of being
definitely
murdered in cold blood. This isn't CNN or the New York Times or MSNBC. Something happened and it was a thing. But, we can't speculate. Or even the leader of the free world, allegedly, and Joe Biden saying, I don't have the details. I can't say one way or I have an opinion. But
I'm sorry. Hold on, Tony. I have my notes here. I got a message. Yeah, there was a ruckus at the Pennsylvania rally.
Okay.
Some noises were heard. Hold on. Just hold on a second.
Sorry. Getting excited.
So there were noises heard. And then Secret Service overreacted and tackled the former president. Yeah, they were afraid that he was going to incite another January 6th. And then
July 13th, that son of a bitch.
I know. It fits, right? I mean 6 + 7. Right?
Wow.
Right?
The math doesn't
and he was the 47th or 46th. I don't remember. I don't even remember. I can't even throw that out there.
Beach 45.
Yeah. So then so there was a ruckus. There was loud noises. Secret Service tackled. No more January 6th. And then rushed him off the stage because the crowd was afraid.
Of course.
There we go. That's the headline.
Afraid of Donald Trump.
Yeah, of course. He's a psycho.
I did see today JoJo from Jers was very worried about the MAGA extremist crowd saying, gosh, record temperatures in the heat index, and this piece of shit hasn't shown up yet, making his supporters wait. What a pile of shit. This was 20 minutes before this, alleged assassination went down. So perfect timing by that piece of shit Democratic shill, as always. Just some amazing commentary there. So if you don't know what happened already, Donald Trump was at a campaign rally in a smaller, farm-esque setting in Pennsylvania. Very it looks like a very like I didn't realize what kind of campaign rally like location this was, but the more you see it, the more it makes kind of no sense. Now I understand this is in a very pro Trump, pro guns, pro Republican, pro MAGA area of Pennsylvania, but it was a very interesting rally choice.
Very much so. The there's fields everywhere. I mean, like it's like farmland. It was crazy. And then the buildings around it are they're all metal buildings, and what's going on? Oh my god. So no, I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
You're watching this and you're like, there's no way. There's no way, especially Pennsylvania. Like
Yeah.
the heck is going on?
It's it seems strange. And there's a lot coming out right now on this, like a lot. So I've been trying to keep up with this over the last few hours. Pretty much the setting is he wasn't that long into the speech. I wasn't watching the speech. I didn't give two shits about the speech. Didn't care where he was, what he was saying. It's the same thing. If you've heard a Donald Trump speech, at this point, you've pretty much heard it. And if he comes up with a witty zinger, they're going to replay it into the ground. So I'm like, I don't need to watch this shit live.
Yep.
He's not that far into this thing when all of a sudden you hear some popping noise. And if you watch this video, as I did many, many, many times, you can see it very clearly. He's facing to the right. He has his head turned to the right. Where the shot comes from, you don't see it strike him because, again, it hits him in the right ear. It goes past his head, hits him in the right ear, grazes that, and goes past him, followed by at least another 4 shots by the. I believe the total was 7, but that's including also the Secret Service.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
response shots.
how do you know? Like,
So yeah,
yeah.
He's struck in the ear and grabs his ear, and he goes down, albeit slowly. And you can see behind him, there's a blonde woman with a MAGA hat, and you can see her reaction after the first shot is fired. Her mouth opens wide. So she had a full on first person view of probably his ear blowing past or parts of it and the blood. You see her react and she goes down way before he does. And then within seconds, the Secret Service is on top of him. You hear multiple more shots fired, and I don't think it was much. Maybe 2 or 3 of these could have been the actual shooter in question, because I'm seeing angles now of the Secret Service's return fire. There's a video. I think I sent it to the group chat of the Secret Service sniper. The gun never moves as he's talking. This is before the shots are fired. The Secret Service is looking at the shooter. I'll try to pull this up, but it's an amazing video. I couldn't believe what I was saying. It was like they waited for it to happen almost, because there's a guy that they're showing on all the outlets now. Well, I was watching BBC America earlier because it was funny.
Yeah.
But there's a very
that's where you get the best American news.
Yeah, exactly. There's a MAGA guy drinking a Busch Light with a MAGA visor, and it's hilarious. But he's like, I was telling the cops in the Secret Service that, hey, there's a guy on the roof with a gun, and he's pointing at these guys, and they're just like, oh, what? I don't know what to do. Yet there's a Secret Service member with the rifle pointed at the shooter before he even gets a shot off at Trump. So I'm going to try to find that video, but obviously Trump gets struck in the ear. The main target is missed. At least one other person wounded severely, and one other life has been taken behind him. So this is
well, I got to share a story.
Okay.
While you look for that video, I'm just gonna share a story. So some of you may or may not know I was a Border Patrol agent. So
yeah.
Generally, every now and then, when there's something important happening, they take a little bit of people from all the federal services and they grab them for security purposes. Well, I got in that dragnet at one point, and I was pulled in for security for the G20 summit. in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, actually. Which
ironic.
Ironic, very. So me, bunch of different border patrol agents, some customs and border protection agents, well, officers. We call them booth monkeys because they don't do much. They just sit in a booth and check your passports and wave you on. So yeah. So I'm sorry, but so G20 summit. So I get to go help out with security for the president, which I thought was pretty cool. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like it's something different. I'll get to meet some Secret Service people and yeah, I'll like see the happenings and completely the opposite happened. I got assigned to communications, which means I went to the people that were running the radios. The first day that I was there, I pretty much sat there and did nothing. And Secret Service asked me to go get them coffee and a newspaper. So I came back 4 hours later with a newspaper and no coffee. Uh, actually, coffee and no newspaper. My fault on that one. So,
Sure.
and then the next day, the president was supposed to arrive. So the next day happens, and the people that are running the radio for the Secret Service, this is no joke. The guy, so on the microphone, there's a way to change the channels. There's an up and down button. Well, he was hitting that button. Meanwhile, I'm over in my little corner because apparently they do put baby in the corner, and I'm sitting there and I'm monitoring the radio. Had a, you got to put it down or otherwise it's going to feedback. But he's trying to talk on the radio, and he's like, "No one's answering me. No one's answering me." I'm like, "It's because you changed the channel." Like, what?
Holy shit!
Change the channel. You're on the wrong channel. I was like, "You're." So he's like, "Oh, really? Okay." Yeah, I said, "Go up one." He goes up one. I'm like, and he's like, and then he's, he starts talking to people. Okay, fine. Like
Wow.
an hour later, that's not the worst part. The best part.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden, the Eagle has landed, which means the president is on site, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Eagle has landed. He's not supposed to be here for another half hour." Blah blah blah. It was a false report. Like they don't know their elbow from their asshole. So the fact of the matter
Wow.
is that I'm not saying all details are like this. That was Obama's detail. But however, if this is how federal agencies work. They're just a lot of times they're just not good at what they do. And you know, I don't know. I don't know about Donald Trump's security detail. I don't know anything about him. I don't want to disparage them at all. However,
Right.
the one time that I did work with the Secret Service, I either got one, a complete asshole, or two, someone who's really inept and probably should
Wow.
not be doing what they're doing. So I don't know. And just because you're a complete asshole doesn't mean that you're good at your job. So,
Right. No, but
you know,
that's it's. You would think it's such a high pressure, high stakes job that it's going to attract like the most hardcorest of asshole. Like we talked about this before when we talk about like the police violence when we've had those discussions. The job definitely attracts a certain kind of, I don't want to typecast it as bully, but that's kind of what it does sometimes. And I can't imagine, stereotype wise, what that would draw as a Secret Service.
it's crazy. Like
Agent.
the one guy that would talk to me like a normal human being, used to be a local police officer in Louisiana.
There you go.
And I ended up helping him out with some things, stuff and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, why are all your compadres like complete dicks? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know the way they are. But honestly, a lot of they get these people out of college. Secret Service, like there's a pipeline.
Like, yeah, imagine.
If you don't have a college degree, you're not getting in.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Does it really? I'm not sure it does. There's a point where like I used to turn drugs over to the DEA who like I would meet the DEA agents and I'd be like, "What the F? Like you won't." I actually talked to a DEA agent. I'm like, "Hey man, you won't hire me, but this is your partner? Like this guy
Yeah,
who does not have a clue. You're telling me like he got hired because he had a college degree, right? Ultimately." So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not sure the whole pipeline from college to Secret Service or college to DEA or college to whatever is a good idea. It obviously, I mean, it's good for them because they get to like they get what I call them, automatons. So they just get robots. That's what they want,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much built-in Android without all the tech.
yeah, right.
So, I'm quick. I'm going to pull this up. This is Donald Trump's actual post from True Social. Fuck you, Bandit. God damn it.
Yeah, how do you argue with that?
All right, look, Bandit, I will grant you that. Here. Damn it. Fucker.
Is that oat whiskey?
No, it's not oat whiskey. It might as well be. This is the bastardization of bourbon whiskey. Sweetens Cove, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Tennessee bourbon whiskeys, not bourbon and whiskeys, bourbon whiskeys, because they are
That sounds
one
awful.
and the same. It is awful. It's fucking terrible, and I hate
Yeah.
everything about it. But here you go, Bandit.
No.
Oh God, it's not good. Fuck you, Peyton Manning, you piece of shit. Oh, you never
Is
should.
that his whiskey?
Yes.
Oh, Peyton.
This is dog shit. Do not buy it. Nobody should buy that. Anywho, so I'm gonna. Oh God, Bandit, I owed you that. This is Donald Trump's Truth Social post afterwards, after the assassination attempt. I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person who was badly injured. It's incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately something was wrong, and that I heard the whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place. It was tremendous bleeding. Nobody's ever bled like this before. I have the greatest blood. It's type O double positive. So I realized that when that was happening, God bless America. So yeah, I did embellish a little bit, and I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but goddamn, Donald Trump is such a character. And even after this, like, this is the thing we got to mention here. Like, he was an assassin. Like, an attempt on his life happened today. It missed by a fraction. Like, that's what people are missing the point of. Like, he was almost murdered today. After it missed, did injure his ear, but for the most part, he's fine. He stands up as Secret Service is huddled around him, and he gives a massive fist pump. This, I mean, this moment is essentially the thing that is going to push him over the top in terms of election season.
For sure.
If the debate didn't seal it for him, which, given some of the responses, you'd think, even from the left side media, this is going to do it. The amount of sympathy that the Republican Party, even from the moderates, or even some of the false flag Democrat, I don't see any way Donald Trump could be beaten right now. I mean, we've still got a long way to go, but holy crap, it just keeps snowballing in his favor. Like, this is the if we were talking about a red wave in 2022 for all the marbles and all the other seats, right? No, this is the one. Like, here's your red wave. It's going to be in 2024, folks, because right now, unless they replace Joe Biden like fucking tomorrow, this is all Donald Trump. We got a holy shit, a bunch of comments. Let me catch
Yeah,
up
I don't
here.
think they can replace him. I don't think they can replace Donald Trump.
We
Not
we had this talk,
replace.
and
Yeah, they can't.
yeah. Oh, it's
Oh yeah.
Walrads. Tony, things are getting very real. What I find interesting is that many in New York are giving voice to this. This is very real. That moment was historic. Yeah, it was. It's what an infamous picture that still image is going to be. And if you saw the thumbnail, you know what we're talking about. It's just what a. I'm not even trying to verbally blow Trump, but holy shit! In that moment, he knew an attempt on his life was made, but he knew. He stood up and said, "Wait, wait, wait."
Fight.
And went with the fist pump. I'm like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. That was it. In that moment, the election was pretty much over. Phil says the election's over. It's winter, Donald. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Walrads, he needs to keep safe. Yeah, this probably won't be the only one now. Honestly, like this might just be the beginning. We're not there yet, and you can't replace him with who Haley. She's part of. We'll get into this.
I think they meant Joe Biden, like
Yeah,
replacing.
yeah, Joe Biden.
There was no replacing. Even like people that I've been talking to people. If you listen to the last Dad's Worldwide episode, you know I've been talking with a.
And if you haven't, you need to.
Yeah, do it, mother. So I've been talking with a bunch of people. You know, one of which said, like, I think they should both be replaced. After this was after the debate, and I'm like, what do you mean both be replaced? And they said Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I'm like, well, one was legitimately like put forth as the nominee. The other one was actually like it was fixed, so they couldn't vote for pretty much anyone else. It's like, so I'm like, good luck with that, you know? You know, and as far as Joe Biden's been losing it for I don't know, since he was elected. If you were paying attention, you knew that this guy had no marbles at all. Like they were gone. So so the question is who are they going to replace Biden with, really? Because it's just not going to happen. So
Walrad says get RFK some Secret Service security. I mean, really.
I
You
mean, that
know,
was one of the things that that RFK was like, what the F? Like he requested it and they said no. I'm like, and of all people, someone whose family, who's two of them, right? Two of his family members has been assassinated. Yeah. I would think you would approve that. So yeah, I just I mean I think the debate sealed Trump's win. Like, the debate period. I don't know how you
that's how I felt too.
I don't know how you watch that debate and think like, oh yeah, the Democrats got this. They can recover from this. Like I don't know.
And that's where I was at. We did this last week. I mean, it's been almost a week since we recorded that episode of Dad's Worldwide, which you need to check out on all your audio platforms. Hit subscribe and listen to the latest episode. But like I've been of the mind for a few weeks now, like before the debate, like if they're gonna do it, it's gotta be soon. And we're getting to that point. Like we're heavy into July already, a couple weeks. And after that debate, I'm like, this seals it. Like if they go with him, it's over. And but again, I thought that in 2020. Let me just reiterate that, and I was wrong.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, right? Who do they go with?
I still think their best option, and I know it's not a great option, but that's me being biased, is Gavin Newsom. And when I said that, I know you pushed back. Phil pushed back a lot. Phil pushed back a lot. And I get it. I get it. I think Gavin Newsom is a massive piece of shit, but I think that's their best option. And Phil said, well, yeah, but the way he reacted during COVID and this, like, people forget. And people are blinded by TDS, and people don't care.
Yeah.
Like they're going to vote their way regardless, and people are still going to vote their way. So I don't think anything Gavin Newsom did during COVID disqualifies him at all, because he's young enough, he's a good enough talker, and if they do it right, I mean, I hate it, but
blue no matter who, buddy.
Yeah, he could be a threat.
Yeah.
Walrads, they tried to smoke and mirror the debate as best they could. Today, they couldn't, but his safety is priority now. Let me touch on that in a second. Biden, it says, Joe thinks the election doesn't start till September. Yeah, no shit. He said so. Yeah, exactly.
He said a lot of shit in the last week or so. He
Yeah.
also said that he was the first black woman.
Yeah.
Like,
And Vice President
yeah,
Trump.
vice president.
Fuck. Oh man, that was before this happened.
And he talked about being the goodest.
The goodest, yes, of course. He is the goodest. Walrads. But how do they install Gavin as president when he wasn't? At this point, I don't think it matters because guess what?
Yeah,
They have enough power they can pretty much do whatever they need to do to get a person into a position where they need them to be.
No, here's the
I'm
problem.
sorry. I'm not being a conspiracy theorist here. I'm just saying.
There's just a problem with that, Tony. Is that there's some states that they like. It doesn't matter who they put in; they will not get on the ticket.
I understand that.
So
But what's worse? Keeping Joe Biden on the ticket or doing a multi-billion-dollar campaign crash course to get the other guy in, saying, "Hey, I know this is asking a lot of you elderly and deceased voters, but you're gonna have to write this guy in."
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm just saying that like Joe Biden's all 50 states.
Yeah.
What happens if you have someone that's 45 or 40 states, and then you don't, and then you're relying on write-in, which that means relying on people to actually show up and physically write it. Well, I mean, I guess they could mail it in. So I guess that could be beneficial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: are there not special things put in place if somebody is not able to perform their duties, even as a running candidate, which Joe Biden very much is?
Yeah, the fact that they haven't enacted the 25th Amendment at this point is just it doesn't blow my mind. It doesn't blow my mind, but it does kind of like, come on. Like how, like, again, you're saying it's ridiculous.
Primary,
yeah, it's ridiculous that they haven't, because it's blatantly obvious he's not well, right? Like, I mean, blatantly obvious. So
it's blatantly obvious he's not well and he's not capable of doing it. And even the staunchest of supporters at this point, even whether it's the media or his cabinet or those within the Democratic Party, they're at this point slipping. And if it comes to the point where even they go, "We're going to make you do this," or they make him do it, or he decides, or whatever happens, and he pulls out of the race against or with his will, what are they going to do then? They're just not going to have a Democratic candidate? Absolutely not. They're going to do something.
Kamala. How do they skip over Kamala?
Because there's no, they have to. They will turn some dial and she will go, I got to step down too.
No, she's black.
Yeah, no,
she's female. You can't do that.
I do want to play one of the videos of the angle. We alluded to this earlier because we have to. But real quick, Walrads, those who protected that, though, I mean, they obviously benefited from it, and that's wild that our country is run by a group of people unknown to, and that's kind of always been my stance. And I'll hit you in. I'll let you do it in a second, Phil. But Walrads just like hulked up to my stance on the whole government. It's all run by people unknown to us. Yes, exactly, and that's exactly why I hate the political fucking spectrum. I hate election season. I hate politics in general because it feels like we're arguing over who was the best marionette fucking puppeteer. But I digress. The best, the beautiful, the only. Phil, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll get back on track here, I promise.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible Swiss sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Don't know why I felt the need to sing that right now. Folks, welcome one and all. I failed KO. We have finally arrived here at Hazard Analysis. I am also your prince and potentate of punctuality. But folks, I am also the king of extreme, the king of joy, happiness, and elation, because, folks, another win for the good guys today. Okay? Donald J. Trump avoided an assassination attempt. That is what this is. Let's not pretend. And it was one of the first things that I commented here. Let me just read it for myself. KOE Nation, that brilliant philosopher king. The CIA sniper missed. We all have to play pretend that isn't exactly what happened, because our modern culture also has a very effective form of reputation assassination if you don't play along. So yes, folks, I get it. I'm about to do the winky face too. We're all going to pretend like that's not exactly what happened. Winky face. All right. Now we have no idea what happened. We have no idea what the shooter's motivations are. We have no way of knowing how that could have possibly been that all the, like Tony said, there was all these rifles trained on this guy before anything even happened. And everyone's like, hey, that's kind of weird. There's a dude over there with a rifle over there. Ain't that kind of weird? But no, trust me, folks, this was as fast as it possibly could.
I'm gonna play the
Secret Service.
video.
He's Secret Service. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
I'm gonna play a video of this from an angle that will kind of showcase what we were talking about. I just got to mention, I love that Phil is always like the HR department of streaming. Like, let's not do anything to get us kicked off. And then the first comment he dumps on us before we even started the stream is the CIA sniper missed. Like, okay, I'm sorry. If this gets taken down anywhere, Phil, this one's on you this time. Sorry. Like, this is on you. You can't blame anybody else.
Like, Tony and I are preparing to go live, and that comment goes up. I'm like, we haven't even gone live yet. And
throw that little conversational grenade in there, like enjoy. Like, yeah. But no, that one, like, let's be like, all right, guys. You know, like in about another 20 years, we're gonna find out what actually happened with Martin Luther King Jr. and JFK. It'll have to be another 20 years for some reason, but yeah, this is one that. In about 80 years, we're actually going to know the truth as to what fucking happened this day. So that's the unfortunate reality. We'll never know the full truth. All four of us will be sharing cells next to Peter Navarro. Wow. All right.
Negative.
All right.
I will not be taken alive. I mean,
oh, okay.
That could be misinterpreted, Brendan. Tell us you don't want to unalive yourself.
No. I meant I'll probably have a really bad cold. It'll turn into COVID. Right. They'll shoot me because I don't have a vaccine passport. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but like no, Tony, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tony, I do have to apologize. I'm sorry what I said about the CIA. It's just the CIA has been responsible for every single major political assassination in the last 50 years and every major overturning of a government and any kind of government coup and every kind of misdeed or misaction in the last 50 years. You can point back to the CIA, and there's been no reforms whatsoever. There's been nobody that's been held responsible ever for any of this, but they don't do any of that anymore. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, okay. I don't even really get it yet. I don't understand at all.
Brennan's like, I like the words aren't even entering my brain right now.
I don't know. I mean, Ukraine just overthrew itself. They don't. Yeah, they didn't need any help.
Stop it. Stop. Okay. Project Sad Face. I'll touch on your comment here shortly, but first,
I knew it was a 5.56 by that wound. That's a 5.56 wound.
All right, we'll touch on that in a second, but here we got to play this. Hope you can hear it. I'm gonna go full screen there. Tell me if you can hear it.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that shot. That shot's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old.
Could you hear it?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, so as we're listening and watching this, like, I really can't hear the round the shooter took off. To me, I'm hearing the CIA sniper more than anything, right?
Yes, you actually are. In a way, yes, you are, Tony.
Yeah.
You are hearing the CIA sniper first, second, and third in this audio.
All of the above.
I'm at the Secret Service. That's what I meant.
All of
planted it in my head.
Tony. All of the above.
Freudian slip there.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. You planted that in my fucking head, you asshole. God damn it. Let's do it again.
Well, no, it was a CIA sniper that tried to plant a bullet in Trump's head. Thank God he moved.
So you can stop it. Stop it. So here you can see the angles. So this is going to be to the left of Trump. You can actually see the podium. You can see Trump. And you can see the roof of another building behind the stage that is dead focused on the roof where the shooter took his shot at Donald Trump from. And they are clearly not moving, not scanning the area. They are laser focused in on the area that they are about to unleash hell on. So, again,
that's a little bit old, that chart's a couple of
that's not a scanning
if
shot.
you want to really see something that said,
like, they haven't moved the barrel of the gun. Not enough to justify, oh, yeah, we're just doing crowd surveillance.
Take a look at what happened.
Okay. So right there, you hear, but like that is clearly the Secret Service sniper. That's clearly they're around. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a lot louder than whatever caliber the shooter was using, is it not? I don't know what the Secret Service uses.
Well, okay, so it depends on, right? Like, so the camera's closer to the Secret Service than the shooter is. Right?
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
Yep,
like,
sure.
Right? Like, I would assume that
Yep.
that's true.
Yep.
And then why did the shooter use an AR-15? I don't know, because he's not good at being a sniper. How about that?
I love this. Inaccurate title. Change it. No, it's not inaccurate.
Don't tell me what to do.
It's not inaccurate.
I was about to say, we go all Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you, I won't do what you
No,
tell
it's
me.
not inaccurate.
Yeah.
This was an assassination attempt.
Yeah. I mean, anyone that knows guns would never use that kind. Well,
There you go, Project Sadface.
You answer your own question, bud.
We have established today, July 13th, 2024, not only can the left not meme, but they also can't shoot.
Yes, definitely not. So I would say that their security detail, whether or not there was just one sniper available or not, I don't know. But there should have been spotters, like especially on rooftops. There's always they always show up like 4 to 5 days beforehand to take a look at things and make sure that they have a good idea of where stuff is where people would actually shoot from, right?
Yeah.
So this is I think this is well known, right, at this point. So the idea that this is probably the only sniper, the question is really like, how did this person get on a rooftop and take a shot at
oh my god, it was 150 yards away is what Bandit's saying. Project Sadface, they left it. Well, now here's the interesting thing. The AR-15, like this might have actually saved Donald Trump's life. If you are sighting in an AR-15, whether it be iron sights or anything, whatever, what have you, you sight it in at a 50-yard or a 50-meter target. Okay, at 50 meters, bullseye at 50 meters is the exact same at 200 meters. It's the same, but because there's a float over of the bullet. And at 150 meters, the bullet floats up just a little bit. So at 150 yards, if this guy put him right in the bullseye, that bullet's going to just scoot up about 2 inches at 150 yards, 150 give or take. And so that might have actually saved Donald Trump's life.
And
Bill,
not to
clip
mention
that
wind,
and put it on TikTok.
Windage. Well, yeah, and then not to mention wind, right? Like even a little bit is going to throw that off. So, I mean, especially at 150 yards, 200 yards, that's going to throw wind is going to throw it off.
What? And I got to ask, if you don't know, that's fine. But what kind of rifle are the Secret Service using in this instance? Do you have any idea?
I would guess M4s as well. Like that. That's just my guess.
Yeah, but they're using like 308.
Oh, okay. So some form of AR-10 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
they're not using 5.56 for a sniper. No.
So So I think that's going to play into this
308. It's going to be something like, I mean, even in Vietnam they were using 7mm. So this is no way. No way are they using 5.56. No.
Well, hang on. We got to go back here for a second. Project Sadface is saying the shooter used an AR-15. Now, I can't confirm this or not, but
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
pretty
even
sure.
I don't even know how you know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they used a BB gun because the immediate reaction from the left was that this is fake. This didn't happen. Donald Trump did a blade job on his ear, and obviously
Yeah, I
this
saw
was
that
all
on
set up.
Was this from like I was listening to ABC and the cope was so hard, like we don't know if the wound on his ear was from something that happened before, or if it was the Secret Service knocking him down. We don't know what caused that. Like they were just coping so hard. They just wanted, they just did not want, because let's be frank, like guys, I said this earlier and I'm just gonna say it again. I said it on Twitter and I'm saying it here now. The election is over. Its winner is Donald J. Trump. It's
this
done.
was the I was sitting in a
Trump,
basement.
don't make another speech. Just say nothing.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I was sitting in a basement at my brother-in-law's house playing pitch with my in-laws.
Oh, I love that game.
And it's a great game. And my mother-in-law was sitting next to us and said, Donald Trump was just shot. And usually I'm in this area and I have no service whatsoever. So I'm like, I don't have any notifications coming up. I've got nothing. I don't have the group chat. Nothing's coming up. I'm like, what? And I'm like, let me see. So I take her phone. I'm looking at it. It looks kind of weird. She's got a different phone. I'm like, is this real? Don't click on that link. This might be fake. Hang on. And then everybody else starts looking up. Oh, no, this is fucking real. And then I start looking at the group chat. I'm trying to get service, so I connect to their Wi-Fi. That's when shit starts going. I'm like, oh, my God, this is real. And as soon as I started seeing it pop up, like, the election's over. I didn't even get a chance to comment. And you guys were already saying it. So I'm like, yes, the election is fucking over, folks. The sympathy vote's done. Like, okay, you want the moderate vote. You want the normie vote. You want to have the turncoat Democrat vote. Yeah, like, forget about it. The third party vote, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, this is all landslide red. It doesn't, I feel like it doesn't matter if Joe Biden keeps running, drops out, ceases to be among the living. And they replace him with somebody who isn't. I don't see any way at this point Donald Trump could lose. Again, it's only July. I must preface that every time I say this, because this bit me in the ass hard in 2020 because we didn't see any possible way that Donald Trump could lose against Joe fucking Biden. But now, after 4 years of Joe Biden and the debate,
I did. Why do you think I was talking against the mail-in ballots so hard? Because I saw how they were going to do it.
Well, they can't do that again. Not to that scale.
Not to the same level. That's why I have 2 bets about Donald Trump being the nominee, which tomorrow is going to be. I think it's tomorrow. They make him the official nominee, or no, Monday.
Yes.
Monday. And then,
well, isn't that convenient, Phil? Obviously, this was a setup.
And then the other bet that I have is that Joe Biden won't break 80 million. But Walrads, as the concern isn't the election, it's the safety of the candidates up to the election. That's a serious concern. That is correct. Then Schrodinger's cat, Brennan, I want to run my fingers through your beard.
As do I.
Like, that's why he's got to stay all the way up in New Hampshire. Walrads, there is no other candidate that steps in for Trump should something happen. If he doesn't run, you get Nikki Haley, who feels similar to the Romney. Like, that's the thing. Like, this was like, now they're gonna have to kick in the shenanigans and the fortification into overdrive because this just failed. Okay, so
well, Reds, you keep talking about Haley like that, you're gonna get banned. Okay?
They see how the numbers are.
Naughty word.
They see what the numbers are. They see that we are careening towards another Trump term, and this is one of those like, folks, brace for impact. This is happening again, whether anybody really likes it or not, because I'm sorry, the delusion that we're a safe country with someone that can't make momentary decisions in the White House, we figured that out. Trump, without the debate, Trump wins after today. Okay, without
damn it, Walreds, stop it. That's
Nikki
disgusting.
Haley.
Disgusting. So
every time they announce a new indictment for Trump is just like another. It's like another notch in the belt, like just to get him elected. That's every time they did that, I was like, the Democrats are trying to get.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump.
They're just trying to. They're just
he has so many notches in the bedpost. He's like, yep, The Apprentice getting all those ratings. This is Stormy Daniels. This is surviving my ninth impeachment.
Yeah.
Because like,
This
okay,
is surviving being shot in the fucking head.
That was one X post I tried to share with you guys that just apparently got like now it said Stormy Daniels. We were both just shot in the face.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Stormy Daniels. We've both been shot in the head.
Both
now.
been shot in the face now.
Oh
Take
my
that.
God. So there's a couple
I don't
things
know about
that
all
we've
that.
kind of gleaned towards, but
Oh,
I
no, I
really
wasn't
want to
there
focus
either.
on so far the immediate response. Now, it's beautiful because the left has. I was so wrong when we first started doing live streaming because I said it many a time. The left has become a snake eating its own tail. That was a fucking beautiful distraction because that's what I thought. And I was not fucking right about that because while we thought the left was eating its own tail, they were somehow manifesting this incredible aura around themselves to get people to believe anything they said, no matter what they said, how they said it, where they said it, when they said it. They cast a spell while we thought they were falling apart at the seams. And it continues now in the hours after former President Trump, an assassination attempt on his life happened. Because now, if you go on Twitter X and you see the response from the higher ups of the Democrats, like whether it be the fucking god awful response of Joe Biden, finally, Barack Obama tweeting, fucking Nancy Pelosi tweeting, or JoJo from Jers tweeting. It's amazing because the damage control is incredible. But the sheep of the Democratic Party, the immediate tweets coming out of it, oh, this was obviously fake. What a setup. Oh, this is convenient. Before the details came out that, oh, somebody behind Donald Trump was fucking murdered because the shot missed him and got them. There were, obviously casualties that weren't the former president. And obviously they walked that shit back. A lot of tweets were deleted. I got in on a lot of that fun and started screenshotting and replying. Did you delete this, bro? Did you delete that, bro? Yeah, I just, yeah. The immediate response was just cope. And it doesn't matter how you shape or say it, it's all cope. Because it was, well, this wasn't real. And obviously it was very real. And the amount of mental gymnastics to the immediate response was, well, this has to be fake because they're so goddamn concerned. And they knew in their heads right away that this is going to do nothing but even jack his approval rating even fucking higher. That they're willing to make light of this situation to say it's fake. Now, all of a sudden, the leftists are the conspiracy theorists after the last 4 years of them saying, well, the right are just delusional Nazis for saying the election was stolen. But you're going to sit there and tell me in good faith that it's okay to jump on Twitter minutes after an assassination attempt on the president that, oh, this is obviously fake. He's just trying to garner sympathy. Even though you've been saying for 4 years that the attack on the Capitol on January 6th was a violent insurrection, even though the only casualty that day were MAGA. But it's okay. That's okay because they had it coming, right? And probably so too to Donald Trump. But we're going to dance around that fact. We're going to pretend that, oh, this is a bad thing. And here in the coming days, that narrative is going to slowly shift into what? I guarantee you. You heard it here first. In the coming days, the entire left social media presence is going to be shifted towards, even after an assassination attempt on his life, Donald Trump is not willing to come out and ban assault weapons because that's how little he cares about this country. He's so unconcerned about gun
you're right.
violence.
That's the only hay they can make out of this.
He's so unconcerned about gun violence in this country that even assassination attempt on his life won't get him to step up because he needs those people's votes, the psychopaths' votes. He won't even come out and condemn assault rifles because that's all they have.
They're also going to blame it on his rhetoric, right?
Of course,
because they have nothing else. They
because you are correct, Tony. The Democrats are going to have to find a way to make some sort of hay of this because they see like this is like we're saying the election's over. If the election was today, like it would be like Richard Nixon levels of like mandates. Okay, but
he's a state felon, actually. State felon. It's not a federal. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Phil. Sorry.
No. That's fine. That's fine. And the Supreme Court, we're not even sure if this latest ruling applies to him in that regard. And boy, howdy, there's some lefty lawyers that I listened to on Twitter, and after there was this one Supreme Court, I think it was the Chevron decision, or it was either that one or one that gave Trump basically presidential immunity. It was the one that they were freaking out about. Said, Trump could be a dictator and everything. It's like, boy, they're not happy today. They're really not happy on Twitter in the last hour and a half because,
it's been a shit show.
We're getting Trump. Interesting, but
Well, no,
the main Republican candidate just tried to get assassinated again.
It's his fault.
He shouldn't talk that.
This is history. We're going to look back on this moment decade, and that picture of Trump.
That's incredible.
Blood on his face. You can see the wound in his ear, and
But that's the problem. It's such an epic shot. Not the shooter's shot, because even that was far left. But that picture.
I love it.
But that picture of Donald Trump with the fist up is just an instant iconic piece of history.
I'm just so I hate this right now because I hate Trump. I do not like him at all. I don't think he was I don't think he was even a decent president, but I want to vote for him now. It's pissing me
obviously
off.
It's fake,
it
Brendan.
Makes
They've
me angry.
swayed you.
I don't like him at all. This is what the hell? Damn it.
But you're going to be with us on election day because you realize, you see it. You got to be on the side of the good guys, Brendan. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still KOE, but I'm really leaning towards Trump.
See,
that's fine. I'll since you're in a swing state that matters, I'll even concede that one. I'll let you. I will give you a secondhand Phil KOE vote to Donald Trump. Okay, consider that a second hand.
I'll take whatever hand job you'll give me, Phil.
Yeah, that's fair. So I guess the big concern here is the immediate reaction, the fallout from it, and how is this going to be spun? Because that's all they have left is the social media presence doing the job of the campaign trail for Joe Biden, because he can't do it himself. And they can put all of the ads out and all the funding towards this campaign that they want, but does it really matter? Because it's not going to change anything. The actual campaigning changes nothing for Joe Biden. The people who are going to vote for him are going to vote for him, are going to vote for him. It's the social media presence that call them what you want, but the cultist left has that's going to influence people at this point, because they're very, very influential in terms of their brash, hateful, angry arguments, and they guilt people into feeling that way and shame them into voting that way. So that's what it is that is the biggest conveyor towards the left right now, is they're going to be able to sway people. How are they going to spin this into a positive for the Joe Biden campaign? And like I said, I think it's going to be the pro-gun thing that's probably going to be the big story next. But again, we've got July, August, September, October, we're still a few months out. We got time.
I still think that's a tough thing to swing for. And Project Sadface just blew my mind.
These two here. He goes, I was voting Trump before this, which welcome to the good guys. And then his second one is, I hate him as a person, but who else are we going to vote for? And even if you don't like his mean tweets, you don't like his demeanor, you don't like how he carries himself, guess what? His brain at least works in a fashion where he can make a momentary decision. Joe Biden, you're literally depending on people that are unelected. We didn't elect all these people. We voted, folks allegedly voted for Joe Biden. Haven't met any of them, but we know it happened. Okay, we know it happened. Don't you dare imply otherwise. But this is a matter of national security at this point. It's a matter of just our general safety. If they say if they catch Joe in a bad hour, the fuck, what do? We just don't have a leader for a few hours until he clears up again. So Donald Trump, even
Phil,
if
it's
we
a
don't
stutter.
like him.
And how dare you say otherwise?
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. I'm sure I'll be called some sort of Ister-ism for that, because that's America's way of saying shut up. But that's the unfortunate reality of it is, love him or hate him, we all know we're better off with Trump at the helm than we are with Biden as it stands right now.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
And also, like, look at how the last 3 years.
What's that? Anyone that could actually think for 2 seconds. Like, I mean, to be fair, I mean,
it's
yeah.
I
mean, God, like,
at this point, this is where we're at. I really can't.
Like Tony said, at this point, it really doesn't matter who they replace Biden with. It's kind of irrelevant. This is Trump's election, anyways. So, and like I said, like it's like Walrad's been saying, yeah, Trump needs to be safe because there's. Okay, Tony, I'll be nice to you. Rather than directly say who it is, I'll say who's behind it instead. So the forces of Satan and evil are arrayed against you, Donald J. Trump, and we need you to save America and to save wider Christendom. So we need Donald J. Trump in 2024, whether we know it or like it or not. He is an imperfect messenger, just like Samson was an imperfect messenger. And Donald Trump, he's got his flaws, he's got his sins, just like we all are. But oh my God, it's like, normally most elections are the difference between a mud hut and a stone hut. This is universe is different. This is like literally the difference between working medicine and thinking that leeches is usable healthcare. So
Walrad says some of my comments are getting deleted, and I don't doubt that.
We're not doing it on our end, but like if you're sending links, for some reason they won't go through.
No, and it's funny because we actually, like last night, had a bunch of problems trying to connect Phil to Facebook so he could do a stream. And that was a harmless one. Yet, before I jumped on, or before we started this stream, actually, I was talking to Chicken, and he said, yeah, Facebook has really gone rogue tonight. And he said some weird shit was happening on his end with some things being shared. And guess what? We have absolutely no viewers on Facebook right now. But we are connected to Facebook. The stream is happening right now. But ain't nobody fucking finding it or seeing it or even being alerted to its presence right now. So, yeah, no, it's not odd, Walrads. YouTube's infamous for doing the same thing, but Facebook's just so much more effective. It's about X. Go to Joe Biden's personal account, tweet from 10 hours ago. I can't type his name without it getting deleted. It's okay. So there are
now,
things.
Maybe he's talking about Joe Biden. That might be the name of the shooter.
Okay, so yeah, and there are images already of the shooter after being gunned down. It's very, very graphic. You know, if that's not your cup of tea, don't seek it out. But they are out there, and it's. This is the thing that bothers me about the people who instantly jump. I'm not going to lie, because the first thing I saw was the video. Like, I found the video, like, almost instantly after hearing that, okay, this happened. Donald Trump was shot. He's fine. I found the video. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess it does look kind of awkward, but of course it does. It's a very muted shot, and he goes down slowly. You don't know what else happened. Other people were hit. Other people died. And if you watch it and actually observe the shot, I said this earlier, you can see the person with the best first-person view in the crowd behind him, a blonde woman, sees the bullet tear through his ear, and her mouth drops, and she goes down before Donald Trump does. So even just studying the video quickly, you can deduce that this is not fake, that this was not a blade job by Donald Trump. Like, this was obviously very, very real. And there's pictures of the blood-stained bleachers behind Trump. Like, there's a video of one of the doctors that was trying to help the person that was shot in the crowd. with the bloodstained shirt. I mean, it amazes me that even in this scenario, the staunchest of Biden supporters couldn't just shut the fuck up for 2 seconds because they instantly had to go to, this was fake. This isn't real. He's just trying to garner sympathy, blah, 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 blah. And it's even more satisfying seeing how many of those posts were deleted. And I saved as many as I could because, sorry, hold yourself accountable for your online presence. And especially if you're going to be a fucking idiot when it comes to this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now, I keep my ear to the ground to some lefty circles, and
motherfucker.
What?
Phil, how long ago did I talk about the left is going to try to skew this fucking thing into gun control?
Oh, here we go.
About 10 minutes ago? Not even?
Post it.
Boom!
Jeff Peskoff. Well, of course.
Too soon to talk about guns? You are a fucking moron, Jeff Peskoff, and you would literally be doing the country a service if you got a felony so you could no longer vote. Fuck you and everything you stand for.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
Easy.
That's how you really feel. I think you're, Tony, I think you're
fucking called it live.
Now, guys, like, here's the thing. I don't want to give him too much time, but I just will say this, that, like, one of the saddest days, actually the saddest day in a child's life is not when they find out that Santa Claus isn't real, but when they find out that Jeff Peskoff is. So, anyways.
So, do you have any way to send this to us without, because I don't have access. I don't know how to find it. I guess, or if one of you can find it, I want to see this because
hate mail at dadsww.com.
There you go. Yes, perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a nice, easy email address.
Yes.
Now, guys, like I said, like Tony said, thank God, even this dumbass shooting was too far to the left. Okay, as well as politics. Like,
that's so good.
That's a great line. Like, by the way, Tony,
I had a little help with it, but the timing was spot on.
It was so good.
Stealing that for the next 20 years. Just by the way, because guess what? We're going to be talking about this for 20 years, like whether we know it or not. And so, let it be known, I got out in front of it with conspiracy theories. Okay, I was the one who started the CIA. Nobody else. It was me. Nobody else gets to claim that one. So if that one gets popular, that was this fucking show right here, bro. Because does that ever happen to you when you see a conspiracy theory like catch flame and you're like, bro, that was when I started. What the fuck? No?
Yeah, it's all of them. It's all.
Yeah, me neither. No.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've got. So Walred says his comments keep getting deleted. I can't type the president's name. I've got. He says it's a tweet from 10 hours ago. So I've got Biden's. I've got Biden's X account here. Let's just look at this.
Well, that's a bunch of bull hucky. I can say Joe Biden, but you can't, Walreds. Have you been getting spicy in the comments?
Don't start your comments with Joe Biden is a piece of shit. You just throw it out there without the angriness.
So if this is accurate, 10 hours ago, Joe Biden reposted Bernie Sanders' tweet. I will do all that I can to see that the President Biden is reelected. Why? Despite my disagreements with him, he has been the most effective president in modern day history. That's a bold-faced lie of our country, and is the strongest candidate to defeat Donald Trump. That's another bold-faced lie. A demagogue and a pathological liar. If you were saying that about Joe Biden, we literally saw that on the debate. So way to go, Bernie Sanders, you fucking hypocritical piece of shit.
Did you see the tweet or the speech where Biden actually said, "Put Trump in bullseyes"?
So I want to get to that. I do want to get to that.
Sorry,
but I think this is the one. Walreds was alluding to Joe Biden 10 hours ago. I want to ban assault weapons and require universal background checks to Trump promised the NRA that he'd do nothing about guns, and he means it. Okay. Nope, hadn't seen that one. So this was almost a precursor to today.
Okay, Grow the Farm Up goes, Trump now has post-Hinckley Reagan cred. Election over. He'll show up to the convention in the shirt he got shot in.
Yeah, good plan.
Wow, that would be incredible.
Like, for the first time, like, I've been running for like the head of the ticket, but I will accept, after today, I will accept a secondary spot. Like, even Philosopher King 10 Man says Donald Trump -Phil KOE.
Oh, I'd vote for that.
So like, yes. So Trump, I will accept the VP slot, and I will probably help deliver District 2.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump shows up at the next rally with that emergency room doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That would be huge. Huge.
So I guess I love the fact that I came up with this on air, called it on air, and it's been verified on air. The left is going to turn this into a fucking gun control thing. So kudos for that being your fucking clutching it. This is your crotch kick when you're getting your ass kicked. That's what this is. Congratulations, Dems.
It's like them trying to like do a like hair pull or something like that.
Yeah. This is gouging at the eyes, pulling. That's what this is. Going for this is grab his dick and twist it. You know,
old dick twist.
Old dick twist. That was the other thing. Chicken is on his couch, on site on his couch, watching the UFC show tonight, and allegedly Donald Trump is still going to show up to this thing. And if he does, like,
no, my God. Like,
if Donald Trump shows up in the fucking hospital gown with a bandage on the ear and just starts waving to people, like, fuck it.
Now he'll be in a
hold
suit.
the election tomorrow because it's over anyway.
If I were Donald Trump, I wouldn't have a band-aid on that motherfucker. I would show that shit with pride, right? Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, you see that shit? Yeah, they just, they threw a stitch in it. That's all they needed.
Now, you might...
Most people
might not agree
like
with this.
Staples. I only needed one staple, and I did it myself with a stapler from Staples. That's how staply it was. I have the most tremendous blood. It's O double positive. It's very rare. It's the most tremendous blood. Definitely the best blood that would cure cancer if they could actually extract it from my body. But I digress. I'm here after an assassination attempt, and
you sound like a Kennedy.
Clearly.
Yeah. Now, normally, Tony, I would say after something like this, I'd be like, no, Trump, you need to stay out of the public eye. You need to be mysterious and let people talk about you for a while. But actually, no, you're right. He needs to be up, shown standing, not in the hospital gown. He needs to still be wearing a suit. No tie this time. Like one button undone. And it's gonna have to be bandaged because he just got fucking shot. Okay, it's gonna need a bandage.
It's a BB gun.
Okay,
no, I disagree, Phil. You need to show that shit. You need to be like, see that? That's an open wound. Yeah. I'm here.
People bleed out. I won't.
And he needs to act like he ain't even fucking phased, Teddy Roosevelt style. Teddy Roosevelt got shot and made a speech making fun of the guy who shot him. So
if the Secret Service would have let him continue, I think he would have today.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? He would have just been like, sit down, loser.
Well, first of all, he would be like, did you shoot him? Yeah. Okay. We're good then. Like, we're good.
If the person behind, like, if people wouldn't have been shot around him, like, that very well could have happened. But again, this wasn't a BB gun.
Get a selfie with you.
But again, this was not a BB gun. This wasn't fake, and other people did die. You fucking moron reactionaries on Twitter that wanted to downplay this. So congratulations. I saved as many deleted tweets as I could. You dumb fucks. And congratulations to JoJo from Jers for, hours before, actually an hour, 20 minutes ago, or before the actual rally, for tweeting, oh, Donald Trump doesn't care about his supporters because they're sitting in the heat. What a piece of shit. Even though he took a bullet for him. Way to go.
I mean, this is like the people that are just joining us. Like, we've just pretty much decided, yeah, the election's over and the winner's Donald J. Trump. Doesn't really matter who he picks for VP. I would pick somebody from one of the swing states he needs to really shore up. Like I would do somebody from Georgia if I was
guess
him,
that's a good question
who the
right
fuck
now.
cares?
How long does he have? Like, when does he have to announce his VP pick?
He's going to do it on Monday. He said, and I'm guessing it's probably going to be like Marco Rubio because he's tremendously popular in both Florida and Georgia.
Ugh.
Like it or not. Hey, Brendan, in order to govern, you must first win. Okay, like that's. But again, like he's not my first choice. Mine would have been Tim Scott, but I'll never forget I forget who said it's like, no, he can't choose Tim Scott because he needs somebody that makes him assassination proof. And Tim Scott's so in with the Uniparty, Trump won't make it 10 minutes past putting his hand on the Bible. Okay, like he's like Tim Scott's like
Rubio. Rubio's just as much of the Uniparty. Come on.
Oh, I know. That's why he's not
no, you
my
need
first.
Someone, you need
pick.
someone that's you need like a Massey or something like that. Like that's
no,
the only.
Okay. Now with what's happened, Trump has all the latitude. He could fucking pick
choose whoever he wants. Why would you
pick
choose
Tucker Carlson and fucking win? Okay,
Dude,
I'd be like, based, fucking Tucker, bro. This is fucking great. Okay.
Oh, dude, Tucker Carlson would be I would say Tucker Carlson is just as, if not more, likable than Donald Trump. Like way more. Like I would say, like way more likable.
Yeah, but also the establishment does not want him in charge, so they will do everything to keep Trump alive. Yeah. So that's like,
that's a winner.
Yeah, that is a winner chicken dinner. So
yes, sir.
Oh my god! And then we would all vote for Tucker in 2028 because it would just be based as fuck.
Yeah.
And then like, oh no, Trump, if you're listening, and I know you are, okay, I know that this show is your weekly like debate and
he definitely
prep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
as of
VP
yesterday,
Tucker would be pretty based.
As of yesterday, it was like as of yesterday, JD Vance was the heavy favorite as of right now. But man, I gotta tell you, like, I still like. I really feel like he should have gone hard in the paint the other fucking direction. Like another politician. Like it almost feels redundant. I seriously feel like he really should have went outside the box. Like, yeah, Tucker Carlson or like RFK as a politician, but God, that would have shaken things up so fucking crazy before that happened. Obviously,
Trump offered it to him. RFK turned it down. So RFK, that's
I think he should have moved quicker before RFK like really went heavy in the campaign mode.
However,
I think that's when it should have been the thing. Obviously, Christy Noam kind of dug her own grave.
She was a jackass anyway.
That's not going to happen. Ramaswamy still a popular choice, but
Tony G loves Vivek.
Not a big Ramaswamy fan.
I fucking love Vivek.
Love him.
Of course you do. He's a silver-tongued fuckhead.
Jesus. Well, no, because he was the only guy that actually articulated like what we wanted to hear rather than just like, here's an empty plan.
That's exactly right, Phil. He articulated what you wanted to hear. Yes, he did.
Oliver goes, Phil, I'm watching your podcast. Well, thank you, Ollie. God bless you. Glad you're here with us. Marco would have to change his address. I'm sure he would. Now, that's why I'm saying Tim Scott's from South Carolina. He helps cinch up a swing state that would okay, if Trump takes Pennsylvania and South Carolina, then my whole
he's taking Pennsylvania right at this point, right?
Right now, he is now okay.
Yeah, it's over.
If he like I said, they've still got that state pretty fortified from 2020. So if Trump wins Pennsylvania, that they're telling us he won it by like a half point, he really won by like 8 points. Okay, like that's the unfortunate reality. Winky face. But yeah, that's what you need to understand. Pennsylvania's very fortified. That's why that's why
throw the farm up. Damn.
Oh wow.
Trump could pick Kamala and win. It's over. Man.
That's unfortunate. Sad but true. Project. You're not allowed to have vice president in the same state. Oh yeah, for Florida, that is a weird like specifically Florida. That's a big deal. So that's why I'm saying Tim Scott's perfect, but he's too like, okay, Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina, like African American, like just everything that the Uniparty wants. Like Trump will be ducking every fucking 10 minutes, okay, with Tim Scott as his fucking VP. So like that's the unfortunate reality here is he needs somebody, and you're right, Tucker makes him like he's assassination proof. Like literally now the CIA will jump in the way and the Bulls like, no, because they don't want Tucker in power. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, did you see his talk about aliens on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, it was amazing.
They don't want that anywhere near the executive.
Yep.
Holy shit.
He actually talks to Putin.
I think that was his way of getting out of the race. No, I'm just going on Joe Rogan to talk about aliens. Okay, no, now you can't fucking nominate me, Trump. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. Fuck you.
Yeah, no shit.
Project Elon Musk or Tucker. I think Elon's not eligible, not being born here. Otherwise, he'd be a shoo-in.
Go with fucking Candace Owens and go hard in the paint.
But okay, here's the problem. Elon Musk, he can do the exact same rant as Lex Luthor when Lex Luthor ran for president. He goes, "President, do you have any idea how much power I would have to give up to be elected president?" Like, and so, yeah, like, no, Elon's one of the few people that could legitimately say that rant to your face and be like, fuck, he's right. Like, he'd have to give up X. He'd have to give up Tesla. He'd have to give up his private space force. Like, the fuck? Like, yeah, like, why would you do that?
I'm just wondering how Vivek is going to actually run in 2028 if he runs out of Obama speeches to rip off.
Well, he's got plenty of Trump ones. Don't worry.
I understand that, but that's too recent.
Obama to write more.
He
Bandit
could write
goes,
more. Yeah, he could.
No. Here's the thing, Bandit.
No.
Alex Jones is not going to be the VP, but I'll never forget Kittle Infin Online was a great YouTuber who got banned many years ago because he spoke too much truth. And it was during when Obama was getting inaugurated. He said, and we're still going to see this because Trump is like, if you think that's like, no, wait, it's going to get fucking based over the next 20 years. But we're gonna see from the Gen Zers the streamer president. Okay, that shit's coming. So get ready for it. But he said, and I always remember this. Someday you're going to see Alex Jones on the inauguration stage as teary-eyed as Jesse Jackson for the election of tinfoil Obama. And like some people think that's Trump, but no, it's not even close. He's a pretty moderate Republican president. But yeah, someday here in the next like 20 years, tinfoil Obama is going to get elected. And yeah, you're going to see Alex Jones on the inauguration stage as teary-eyed as Jesse Jackson. Like, okay. And so that's coming some point in the next 20 years. When people say, oh, Donald Trump is this extreme far right, like when you look at his fruits, he's a fairly moderate Republican president. Okay. Like his tax cut, like fucking Romney would have signed that. Okay. Like anybody would have signed that tax cut if they could have got it. Granted, he probably pushed a little farther than anybody else would have, but Oliver, not tonight, Ollie, not tonight, but we'll talk about that in the future. Okay. We'll talk about it. Bandit.
Yes.
Trump and Chelsea Clinton.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Here's a Trump and Chelsea Clinton.
Yeah,
no, I remember.
Talk about establishment, fucking someone establishment.
Well, there was a joke like 8 years ago where this guy talked about, here is news from the future from the year 2039. And we have High Commander Chelsea Clinton moving the forces of NATO across Antarctica to take on the aging dictator Vladimir Putin. So hang on, I'll be right back.
Get your gin.
Yep. Get on it.
Yeah, I don't know. So if you got Monday to announce the VP, the betting odds. Yeah, if you had asked me a few weeks ago, I probably still would have said Tim Scott too. But looks like Vance is the heavy favorite, and I don't think it matters at this point. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I thought at one point it really did matter.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it matters now.
Every time they announced an indictment, I don't think it mattered. I was just like, this guy. They're just trying to reelect this guy.
I haven't moved my glasses down here yet, so I'm just taking a rip from the bottle.
Oh,
fucking off.
Yep.
To fighting, stealing, and drinking. If you're gonna fight, may it be for a friend. If you're gonna steal, may it be a lover's heart. If you're gonna drink, by God, I hope it's with me.
Always with you, Phil. Not gin though. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, gin is terrible. Don't ever drink it, folks. I only do it because my subscribers make me.
Project Sadface with what I would just like to fucking admire and mirror and endorse as well. Trump should choose Tulsi Gabbard. Fuck yes, I am in. All in. You want me to vote for Trump? I will vote for Trump tomorrow. Or on Monday, I guess. If he chose Tulsi.
Except she's like a lefty with an mostly anti-war stance. I don't know.
She's a lot less pro-war now that she doesn't, have to say it. That made a big difference.
Well, I mean, like that was the whole thing about her. Like she was anti-war,
I
and that's what separated her from the Democrat Party. That is now all just like rah rah rah. Let's go bomb brown people. That was what separated her. That's why she was a Putin apologist. All that stuff, like Assad apologist, the whole 9 yards, right? So that's what separated her from the Democrat Party. Now, that's not her only thing though. Like she was like all for this war, but not that war, and then she's all for Medicare for all and all that stuff. So she's a lefty that is kind of anti-war. So she's kind of what a Democrat used to be, basically.
I was about to say, like, okay, let's not give her too much credit. She was one of those, like, the kind of Democrats is like, okay, I'm not for that war, but this war, totally love it. So, like, now, I don't know if you guys saw it. I posted it on Twitter where I posted the results to this, like, foreign policy quiz, like, where do you align on things? I was really shocked by my results. Like I was right down the middle in Ukraine and Russia. Like
97 rows.
Couldn't have cared less. Like from the answers I gave, I was way more pro-Israel than I thought it was gonna. She's going 97. Oh
my God! Thank you, Bandit.
Yep, with the one thing of hair. We don't have that sound effect ping, Ollie, but we'll find it for you.
The M1 Grand.
Yep.
Let me see.
Ping. There, I did. Does that work? Tony's going to try and find it. But here's the thing. Tulsi Gabbard also is a little too uniparty. Just a little too uniparty for my likings. Like, she's good, but, like, don't get me wrong. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm not voting Trump because of Tulsi Gabbard. Like, yeah, I'd still be on board, and I'd get folks like you on board. So maybe it's probably the way to go. You know what I mean?
Because, like, she would be a good pick, right? Like, because she would be taking lefties into,
but she ain't bringing Hawaii. You know what I mean? Like, that's where she's from. She ain't bringing Hawaii.
I think she would take a lot of them. Maybe not all of them, but she would take a lot of them.
Yeah, that's why, like, we might have found one.
Oh, here we go.
A little 30-06 action.
2, 3, 4, 5.
There we go.
Oh no! He wanted to hear the ping and the clip come out.
Ah, damn!
Play the end of it. Play the full.
Damn
play
it.
the rest of it. Did you just close it out?
I did. Damn it!
No good. Trump never dies. He is immortal. Well, only one person is immortal, and that's Jesus Christ, Ollie. But Yeah, Trump did avoid an assassination attempt, and
they didn't have
obviously
it on that one. Damn it.
God was with him today. God could at least make it a toss-up. But yeah, like the Tony's like, couldn't find it. Well,
no, they didn't have it on that video. They didn't make the page.
Well, that's a bunch of poo.
Yeah,
because that even General Patton,
Band of Brothers showed a lot.
Yeah. General Patton called it the greatest battlefield implement ever devised, the M1 Garand. But yeah, Ollie goes, he somehow survived a sniper shot. Yeah, Tony gave us blue Garand thumb. Wow. Thanks, Tony. Thanks.
Way to go, Tony.
Oh, Lord. I did not want to drink tonight, but thanks. No good rapscallion there, do well. So guys, this has just been a really slow news week. I didn't figure we'd go live, but golly.
No, it just hasn't been slow. I mean, like, since the debate, it's just been like people dancing around Biden's incompetence, or even getting to the point where they had to admit that shit was probably awry, to the point where the major media outlets even had to acknowledge it and talk about it, because if they weren't, like, even then they were going to lose viewers. Like, and that's the only reason they are.
Oh no, the corporate media now got the okay. They're now just completely shitting on Biden.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, though, because it was so fucking obvious after the debate that they actually need to be a little unbiased in the wake of the debate, that if they don't talk about it, even the staunchest is going to go, now, wait a minute, I know what I saw. I didn't want to admit it, but I don't think that went down the way I thought.
Tony, I think you're giving them too much credit. I think it actually took like 48 hours for them to come out and be like, oh, okay. Like this is like Jake Tapper did a show that basically just completely shit on Biden. But what I'm just like, I think they had to wait for the okay. They had to really wait for it, because really 24 hours after, they really hadn't done anything, and then all of a sudden it just,
that's true.
Like he did the interview that was supposed to help, and that didn't help with George Stephanopoulos. That did not help at all.
Yeah, that went the opposite direction.
Oh, so bad. Even my my mother, who is like hates Trump and who's like watches ABC, NBC, whatever, she's like, yeah, that interview did not help. And I'm like, yeah, even her, she was like, okay. I was like, yeah. So that didn't help. And then he started doing, and then he did a big boy press conference, right? 2 nights ago.
I mean, the fact that they have to call it that,
it was so ridiculous, right?
It was his big boy press conference. Like I was gobsmacked, and I watched it, and I was just like, and I like how there's a shot of Biden's aides when he calls his vice president Trump.
Yeah.
And a couple of them keep poker face, but one of them just goes,
oh, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Grow the farm. Go along the market. The fines. Wall Street now knows Trump will likely be president. Market's going to run Monday. This advice is worth what you pay for it.
Yeah.
Not to be construed as actual financial advice. Bandit, they had to cut out all the bad parts, and it still looks like shit for Biden. Oliver Trump really flipped off a guy with a gun aimed directly at him. He's lucky that he ran out of ammo. Nice. You know, we all knew, like, even Shane Gillis had a bit about, like, Trump, if he ever got shot, like, he would just be talking mad shit about, like, my opponent's gay. And then, like, the shooters coming out, like, sit down, you're gay, sit down. And, like, so, yeah, like, we all knew in an assassination attempt, Trump would be talking mad shit the whole time. We all knew that, okay? Like, I kind of wish the mic would have stayed like, who the fuck shot at me? Fuck that piece of shit. Like, I'll fuck him up. Yeah. Like you said, if they would have let him, he would have just stayed rallying.
Yeah.
Like, he would have just got, like, so yeah, he needs to be seen immediately out in public, because he is the talk of the town. Love him or hate him. Bandit goes, okay, we went from a shit debate, a shit interview, a shit press conference, now assassination attempt. What are they gonna do next week?
Shit.
Like, okay, Bandit, like we still gotta get through Sunday. Okay, let's get through Sunday and then see what are we doing next week? Because this week's been
next week. Israel is going to invade Ukraine. I don't know what else.
At this point, fuck. The shooter was a transformer.
God damn it.
Oh no. Robots in disguise. Wait, what are we? But yeah,
congratulations, Facebook. You did an amazing job suppressing this one.
Well, yeah. Facebook's gonna now. Yeah, Facebook's been pretty dead all night. Now, Tony, I bet you tomorrow night, if I'm planning on doing a Sunday night Bible study, that it'll be just normal because it'll be
but it'll be fine. Yep.
It'll be just normal. We'll have a couple of
totally fine.
And I hope either Brendan or Tony, one of you comes by for an interview on tomorrow night's Sunday night Bible study. I'd love to have either one of you or both.
I'm trying to think about what I'm doing tomorrow night.
Anyways, back to the shooting.
If I'm home, I'll definitely do it. Oh yeah, no, I'll be home tomorrow night. I'll be home. Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll send you a link. Okay, now Oliver, my God, now you're talking about the Ukrainian-Russian war right now. How did this get to that? Welcome to the show, Ollie.
That's how they distract from the current election. They go back to the old faithful, old war machine. That's how.
That's how existing presidents get reelected. They start wars.
Yeah, that's fucking
Like okay, one of my favorite.
Hang on.
Let me address that real quick, okay, and then you can get into this. But when he said that's why presidents get reelected is they start wars. One of my favorite movies growing up as a comedy was Canadian Bacon. Okay, starring John Candy.
Amazing.
And there's a great moment where the president, played by Alan Alda, Hawkeye from MASH, is talking to his main general, Rip Torn. And he goes, "Why am I so unpopular? I don't get it. I haven't even started a war." And Rip Torn goes, "That's the point, sir. You have yet to lead our boys into battle." And unfortunately, people love that, he bravely, we're still if you've seen the second 300, the sequel with all the boats, where literally Xerxes goes out for glory, for honor, war. We just can't fucking get past it as a species for some reason.
Side note, my favorite thing about Canadian Bacon, also one of my favorite movies, for no good fucking reason as a kid. It was hilarious satire. I didn't even really understand the concept of satire, but God, it was a great movie. And John Candy's incredible.
Oh, he was.
But the revelation, 8 years later, when I watched it after buying the DVD, of discovering that it was a Michael Moore film and then dumping that tidbit of knowledge on Phil almost broke his brain.
Tony.
Yeah.
Written, directed, and produced by Michael Moore. Do you have any idea how much that hurt?
I knew how much Phil liked the film. And when I discovered that, I'm like, this is just delicious that I get to just dump this on Phil. And I did. And a little part of him died that day.
And then there was a scene where Michael Moore appears in the movie where he goes, "God bless Bud Boomer!" It hurts. It hurts. Well, it's still one of the best.
To be fair, he
ever made.
He never stopped doing satire.
That's true. Good point, Brendan. Good point, Brendan.
This guy.
But yeah, so that one.
Bandit, China will invade Taiwan.
China.
It is his only good movie.
Yes. Well, and I love how every right winger kind of has that same opinion. Canadian Bacon was pretty funny though, because that one was
fucking great.
He was honest to God speaking truth to power in that particular movie, because it was just
Listen, anything John Candy is in.
Yeah, like John Candy ain't gonna say yes, and he also has one of the best lines in all movie history. John Candy's holding a big old revolver, and he goes, "There's a time to act, and there's a time to think. This, my friends, is no time to think."
One of my favorite lines will always be, "What does this look like to you? Never seen a white one that big."
Oh, Stephen Wright as the Mountie was fucking like, he just takes a boom. That was completely
well, one of my favorite lines is from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and he goes, "Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows."
Yes, great one. No,
Cody knows what I'm talking about.
Project, if the shooter was straight white man, then we release his info 2 minutes after the shooting. I don't know.
No, that's wrong. Like, you think it would have taken that long?
They wouldn't even announce that it was a shooting at this point.
Really. They're still refusing. I'm literally looking at this right now on apnews.com. And literally right now, this was released, where does it say it? Like 10, 15 minutes ago. Trump rally shooting is being investigated as an assassination attempt, officials say. Like, even the AP News is still not willing to, like, talk about this as an assassination attempt. Yeah, exactly. Trump fell.
Yeah.
Okay, but real quick. Ever since I've been watching, it's all made me laugh. That's the idea.
Oh, thank you, Ollie.
And my favorite line is, "Yeah, but their beer." That's also a great line. Very good line. And the entire hockey game stops and a fight breaks out. Great fucking spot.
And then I like the part where, like, he's getting escorted out by the cops and he goes, "All I said was Canadian beer sucks." And the cop starts beating his ass. Like, whoa, the Canadians take that.
And they sit there and just rag on the Canadian national anthem through the whole thing, and not one person gets mad. But as soon as they talk shit on the beer, it's over and the fights break out. That was amazing. But have we even confirmed the fucking true identity of this? Because I know we've seen the picture, but like, I saw 2 pictures of 2 different people floating around when we were still
Someone's
speculating.
already
One was
that Samuel Hyde did it. Like, I gotta
one guy was
a
lefty extremist, the other was an Antifa member. And
I think we just need to wait. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things that you just need to wait a little bit longer, and we're gonna get the information. It's the same thing that happens with every shooter. You like, people are just like, oh, they want to be the first to like throw out this like information and
just judge and go.
Yeah, that's it. I think we need to be reasonable and just wait and like really get the information. Like anybody who just jumps on the bandwagon and starts like, oh, it was the Antifa guy, oh, it was this guy, oh, it was this guy, oh, it was this guy. You just take a breath, people. Take a breath. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like the first thing I saw was somebody say, oh god, bandit. Or when Dan Aykroyd makes insults in French on the side of their truck. Like
the pea soup eaters, the French Canadians. Oh yeah, of course. Being very insensitive to them.
But everyone is listening. But yeah, great movie, unfortunately. But yeah, so I don't know how we've been working these 2 topics in together side by side.
I don't know, but
it is impressive.
Amazing.
So, well, I mean, I think like all of America's just kind of happy that one of the greatest tragedies in modern American politics didn't just happen. Okay, because like, let's be frank, we all know what was going to happen. Trump's going to win. Somebody was trying to stop it for whatever reason. Transmaxing cross-eyed pronoun thing has been okay. Grow the farm up says that's been 9 of the last 10 shooters. And now SSRIs is something I usually point to, but there's really like, we'll just have to wait. Because like Brennan said, we don't know. We're in the fog of war. Yes, grow the farm up, but it took weeks to find out. And And unfortunately, yeah, it's going to take weeks to find out. Like I even said at the beginning of the show, it'll probably be 80 years until we actually know the actual truth as to what happened. Because of the agents involved, we have to because like with JFK, it's like because of the agents involved, we have to wait another 125 years before we release it. Like, okay, everybody's dead. Like anybody that's involved is dead. Okay, who the fuck are you protecting at this point? And so yeah, they're protecting malfeasance in my opinion. And so with
for
this,
sure. For sure. And I think sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like you can make good general, I mean, even assumptions at this point. But I'm just saying, like, maybe we take a breath and maybe we but yeah, SSRIs and the shooters that have really done some damage, mass shootings, they have been mentally unstable. So I'm pretty sure this person also is mentally unstable. So shooter looks oddly like the fellow wife. Okay, maybe.
And then Project Sad Face goes, if he's straight white male that has ties to the clan, we will know tonight.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, we would already know. We would already know.
Yeah. So this is dark times that we're in. Actually, we're all happy that what was attempted didn't happen. Now, unfortunately, somebody did lose their life because the psycho did start popping off.
Yeah, so is in critical condition. So yeah, I agree with you. Felt like this would be if Kennedy survived, right? Like this is the conversation what would be if Kennedy survived, right? Like I mean, maybe Kennedy, maybe Trump is not as liked as Kennedy was. I don't know. Like I don't like Trump.
No, so but the analogy works.
But you know what I mean? Like if Kennedy had survived, if he just got nicked on the ear or anything like that, like I feel like this is kind of where we would be at, you know?
Yeah, I'll never forget when I saw the Kennedy assassination footage, and it does look strangely like he got shot from the front. I'll just be honest with you. But I always thought boy, Jackie O, gotta give that girl credit. She was down to the bitter end. Guy gets the back of his head blown off, and she's jumping out the back of that truck to grab that chunk of his head and stuff it back in. Okay, all right, this girl is down. Okay, so guys, find a girl that's that level of down. Okay, that will stuff the brains in the back, even though it's all mushy. Okay, that's what you actually need. Now, I will say this, and this is a bit of an aside, but apparently Trump said "fuck you" when he had this day. But Bill Hicks had this bit about Bill Clinton and any president that whenever they get elected, they go into this smoky room, where there's 12 industrialists all smoking on cigars. And then they go, roll the film. And then screen drops. And then you see the JFK assassination from a new angle you've never seen before, which is strangely up by the grassy knoll. Then footage ceases.
Any questions?
Reel goes up. Any questions? Only what my agenda is, sir. Yeah, I got a feeling that's pretty close. And Trump just said, fuck you. And so he got fortified last time around. And so we're gonna see. This is again, many a slip between a cup and a lip, but as it's looking right now, Donald Trump's gonna be the president. Further farm up, I'm ahead of the curve. People that mutilate themselves have no respect for human life because they hate themselves. Woo! There's, your mileage may vary, but I have found some truth to that statement, Brendan. But this is unprecedented times. Now, I'm curious, Brendan, have you heard about the worst thing that could ever happen in all the universe? Have you heard about it's basically like a black hole swallowing the entire world? That is Project 2025. Have you heard about this? It's basically like it's like Team America World Police. It's 9/11 times 1,000. Okay.
I've heard of it just on a glancing blow. Let me put it this way. I really haven't dived into it at all. So yeah.
Okay. Trump even said, like, I have nothing to do with it. Wish him well, but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that, like, I've got one really super lefty boomer cousin that I follow her on Facebook just to kind of see, like, what's the other side thinking.
Yeah.
Because like she's all into like the meditation and all that kind of shit, and like, you know, posts every anti-left thing, and it's like you would swear listening to these posts Project 2025 was the actual end of the universe. Okay. Like it's and so I'm like, okay, is the Project 2025 in the room with us right now? Is
show me on the doll where it touched you?
Yeah, like now the one thing that it wants, because I listened to a YouTuber break down what's actually in it, and he even said, like, yeah, Trump doesn't have anything to do with this, but here's what they're saying. They've got a lot of things that line up with Trump's agenda, but one thing that Trump hasn't explicitly said was the dismantling of the administrative state. So, like, yeah, like, so to somebody like you, like, you're just like,
that sounds great.
Ooh, like I just got to chill.
I got chills when you said it.
Yes, and so like now it would have to be somebody like Trump to do that. Okay, like because he's been more than just a wee bit fucked over by the administrative state. Okay, like if there's anybody that like would understand how to unfuck the administrative state or just dismantle it properly, it would be him.
Yeah, except he wants to give the FBI a new building. The one agency that one fucked him over. Like, I don't get it.
Well, okay. Do you understand what he was saying, though? He's saying, we're going to build you a brand new FBI building right in the middle of crime-ridden neighborhood of D.C. that you just do so much for. Like, and so that's what he was saying. He was going to give them a new building in the middle of the most fucked up crime-ridden neighborhood in D.C. for them to have to now make do with. And so
Fair
it's
enough.
like, okay, like that's actually what they deserve. Diarrhea farts says all right. And to be fair, I remember when the right freaked out about Agenda 2020. Granted, a lot of that came true. Like I was about to say, like all of the like conspiracy theories that the right had, like, oh my God, they're going to try to undermine the family and they're going to try to undermine the language. They're going to try to completely change our world and put us all into wind and solar power and get rid of fossil fuel. Oh, you mean all that shit that just came true? Like, yeah. So I'll grant you, but yes. Bandit goes, but Brennan, it's being built by the same guys that built Building 7. Ooh.
Well, what about the guys that blew it up?
We decided to pull it, Brendan. We don't know what that means.
Sorry.
We just don't know what that means.
Yeah, we don't.
Project 7, Big Bucket Empire. What do you guys think about the news channel, news station, News Nation? I really like it. I haven't seen much of it.
I don't know what you're talking about, bud.
Bandit. It was both 2020. Well, actually, kind of in relation to what Bandit said. Somebody that I follow for his economic projections, his name's Jim Iorio, and he posted something tonight on Twitter-X. And it really made me think. And he said, okay, let me ask you folks, this assassination attempt against Trump, where did you go to get your information? Did you go to your mainstream media sources, or did you go to places like X and websites like it? And he goes, ... the mainstream media is toast. And so, yeah, folks, you're coming to places like this. You're coming to Big Bucket Empire. You're coming to Hazard Analysis. You're going to X. You're going to Twitter to find out what's actually happening today, because we all know that the media lies to you. The headlines you were reading before I came onto the show, like loud noise heard somewhere in vicinity of arena. Trump escorted off like a panther. Like they were like trying to make as much hay out of this as they could. Like it was the weirdest thing that And when I was listening to ABC, like if you do get a chance, like the ABC coverage right afterwards is just
Garbage.
like
Yeah.
Cope sandwich. Like I don't know how else to put it. It is a giant fucking batch of Cope.
I would say I would argue with you that they're not mainstream, right? I would say they're corporate media, right? They are the media that really no one goes to anymore. They're just fed lies by whoever, right? And whoever you want to talk to about, maybe the same ones that overthrew Ukraine. And so I would say they're corporate media. They're just mainstream is where do you get your news? Mainstream is Twitter or X, right?
Now, Project said YouTube sent him right here, which this is really the place.
Of course.
So, like, that's actually so. Project actually has the best way of getting information possible.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what algorithm you're on, but
he's basically a philosopher king already.
Yeah.
But Bandit goes, I went to X. I only pulled up dinosaur media for my dad, and even that was through YouTube. Yeah, like. Because there's some folks like, well, okay, but what does Greg Gutfield say? Because like, here's the truth. Like, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, you remember how much pull Rush Limbaugh had?
Oh,
okay,
yeah, for sure.
And he died in 2020 before the election. And my thought was, like, I had this while I was driving. I think it was yesterday. It's like, if Rush Limbaugh was still alive, I don't think January 6th would have happened. He would have got on the radio and be like, all right, all of you, calm down. Let's knock it off and you go home now. And all the right wingers be like, well, Rush said we need to knock it off, so we'd better knock it off. Like, love him or hate him. If Rush was alive and he would have said knock it off on January 6th, most of the folks would have just knocked it off. Like, that's the best way to put it.
Well, I mean, that's assuming that it wasn't an FBI psyop, right? Like, I mean, yeah.
Yes, that's assuming that at least something we were told that day was true, which,
exactly.
like, okay, so Brendan, you're just assuming that every single thing we heard that day was a lie of some kind.
I mean, I think it's a possibility.
Probably a pretty good one. Like,
I mean, we have video evidence that what they said happened didn't happen. Yeah. So, I mean, if I have to believe my own eyes or believe something that people tell me, I generally believe what people tell me. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Like me, I believe the evidence of my very own eyes, like Biden's not.
Well, you're just fucking crazy, Phil.
Okay. I'm sure I'm some sort of Easterism. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Project, if you don't get your news from Big Buckin', then it's probably not true. So
that's If you don't I feel like we should do a promo where it'd be like, if you don't chew Big Red, fuck you. But it should be like, if you don't get your news from Big Buckin', fuck you. Like, right? Like, if you're not first, you're last. You know what I mean?
I'm Phil KOE, and if you don't watch Big Buckin' Empire, then fuck you.
Yeah.
It's
boom. I felt like I was like, oh shit, I better watch Big Buckin'. Like right then.
Right then and there. So, Brandon, this is been an interesting day. Tony said he's going to be right back from a little thing that happened upstairs, so we're never going to see him we're never going to see him again. Like, it's like we could stream for the next 6 hours. We're never going to see Tony. But also, like, I feel we've got to that point where I'm going to go ahead and say, all that being said, thank you for joining us here on Big Buckin' Empire Hazard Analysis, KOE Nation and Dad's Intercontinental, maybe Dad's Worldwide here and there, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. Dad's Intercontinental, Interballistic, Interplanetary, Intergalactic, Planetary. Yes. Dad's Worldwide. You can find Brendan. Folks, I am your king of extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, the lord of the Scottish Highlands, one handsome man, if I do say so myself. I would be on all night with y'all, but folks, at my local church, I'm doing a showing of the 10 Commandments for the little ones. So I got to be there up and at 'em at 9 a.m. So God bless every last one of you. Catch me, Phil KOE, at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. Brendan, tell the folks where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me at dadsww.com. You can find me anywhere podcasts are available at Dads Worldwide. And of course, if you can't stand me, you can't stand my horrible opinions, I want to hear about it. Hate mail at dadsww.com. Thanks for having me on, Phil. Love being here.
Yes, and all of you beautiful people, I hope all of you make it back here to the KOE Nation happy, healthy, much the wiser. God bless.